Hi guys, welcome back. In my last video, we discussed how is a GL account created. This topic we have already seen, and we have successfully created two GLs. To give you a recap, the T code was FS00, where we created a P&L GL and a cash GL. So basically, we should be going for GL postings direct, but for GL postings, we need to have three more topics as prerequisites. So we will be continuing today's topic, today's video with these three topics. And if possible, I shall continue with postings and reporting in the same video. Now, let's see which order should I take these things up. Uh, Let me take up first the posting key, next controlling area, third tolerance for employees, then four postings, and fifth being the GL reporting. All right. So the first topic for today is posting keys. Creation of GL was topic discussed in the previous video. So what is a posting key basically? Posting keys are, as its name suggests, key or very important part of postings is a posting key. Basically, this is a debit or credit in SAP. Posting keys are basically debit and credit in SAP. How many debits or credits in accounting do we have? How many? Of course, one each. One debit and one credit. To post an entry such as expenditure account debit to cash account, expense account debit to cash account credit, I use debit and credit here. In case if I wanted to procure some raw materials, what would I do here? I type in, sorry, it's purchases account debit and my vendor or supplier account credit. Look, the same debit and the same credit has been used in different JVs. Nothing different. I've told you this is the common thing. But how many debits and credits do we have in SAP? Yeah. In fact, there are different debits and credits for each account type and its transactions. Let me jot it down. There are different debits and credits for each account type and its transactions. Oops. Now, don't you think you have heard this definition elsewhere? For each account type and its transactions. Remember? Ring any bells? This similar definition was used in the topic document types, if you remember. I can take you to document types here. Yeah. There are different document types for each account type and its transactions. Then we had SA, KR, KZ, DR, DZ. Here, just Jumping on to document types topic again. What was the naming convention here? Why KR and KZ? Because K stands for vendor, hence, but R may not have resemblance, or you can say R is invoice and C is for payments. Basically, KR and KZ starts with K, meaning they are some way related to vendor transactions. And next, DR and DZ, D stand for your customer, such customer transactions. A for assets, AF for depreciation postings, S for GL, thus journal voucher. Okay, that was just clarification, a clarification I just gave you. So let's get back to the posting keys. These are different debits and credits for each account type and its transactions. I guess you understood. Okay, let me give you some more clarity using some examples. For GL, vendor, customer, assets. Yeah. As I already told you, there are different debits and credits for each account type and its transactions. So for GL debit, we have 40 and GL credit, it's 50. For vendor debit, it's 21 and a vendor credit, it's 31. Customer debit is 01, it's 01 and customer credit is 11. Assets, it's 70 debit and credit is 75. Well, the numbers of figures I mentioned here are not amounts. These are standard configuration or values provided by SAP. These are only few of the posting keys I just taught you. There are more than 50 posting keys in SAP provided by SAP. May I copy a statement from here, please? The same here. This way. I need to change here. New posting keys need not be created and existing posting keys should not be changed. Let me change it. Posting keys should not be changed. New posting keys need not be created and existing posting keys should not be changed. Do you want me to explain again? Okay. There are several posting keys defined by SAP taking in view different types of transactions in the globe. But still, if you feel that there is a need for posting keys, you may go ahead and create one, but do not change existing. Posting keys are at client level. All right. Posting keys are at client level. What does this client level mean? Client level means at system level, at least not at company code level. If it was at company code level, it was your company code, your wish. Yeah, just let me repeat this. Okay. So we done. Apart from being okay. Okay. See, this is for my information. Later on, I'll tell you. Now, let me use these numbers in these examples. I copy them here. So, my friends, let's talk about this transaction first. Expense account debit and cash account credit. How would you enter this in SAP? Any guesses? Debit and credit. You have multiple debits and credit depending on your type of account. Which type of account is expenses? Is it GL, vendor, customer, or asset. It is not an asset. It is not a customer. It is not vendor. So apparently it's GL. So we found out that this is GL and the debit for GL is 40. All right. And cash account. Is it an asset? Now careful. When I say account type asset, this by default means it's a fixed asset. So fixed asset cash does not come under fixed assets. It's neither customer nor vendor. It's apparently a GL again. So GL credit is 50. Right? Now next. Purchases account debit. Purchases account is my expense. Again, it's neither my fixed asset nor customer, neither vendor. It's a GL. So GL debit is 40. And vendor credit. Vendor, it's clearly here. It's vendor and credit is 31. So in SAP, concept of debit and credits is vanished. It's only expense 40, cash 50 is GL, credit, debit and credit. So here it says that purchases are debit and vendor is credit. All right. This seems to be quite difficult for you to memorize whether it's debit or credit. Well, it's not that hard. Uh, you will get hang of it, but I have a good news for you. SAP has introduced set of transactions called enjoy transactions, or they are also called as single screen transactions. All right. Here, you need not use posting keys. Posting keys were used in previous transactions or old transactions, but from the advent of enjoy or single screen transactions, conventional debit and credit buttons are provided. All right. So the dependency on the posting keys has reduced to a large extent. You can rely on debits and credits as your conventional way. All right. So what are these posting keys used for? Number one, posting keys are used as debits and credits in a transaction. And the second, I haven't told you yet. This controls the field status. This controls the field status of a document at line item level. Yes, you heard it right. Let me type it. The fields of a document at line item. Oops, my mistake. So I know. I'm very happy if you could remember that. Does posting key also share or also help in controlling the fields? I'm really happy that you remember our previous topic, field status variants. Look, field status variants, I'm at field status variant topic, which we discussed. As I already told you, field status variants control the fields of a line item at the time of posting of a transaction. So the similar process or similar work it is done by posting keys as well. Posting keys also control the field status of a document at line item level. As I haven't gone in depth of field status variant, similarly I cannot go in depth of posting key variants because we haven't mastered the postings yet. This was for your information for your interview preparation. All right. So there are two functions of a posting key. One, it controls the debit and credits in a transaction. The second, This also controls the field status of a document at line item level. All right. So now let's get back to SAP screen, the configuration of posting keys. It's here, financial accounting, document, define posting keys. Now, the T code for posting keys is OB41. Let's activate the session here. Let's activate the T codes. Here it is. Your posting key is OB41 is the T code here, the last 4 digits. So now execute. Look, there are many posting keys provided by SAP. Let's find out the posting keys which I have dictated you. Here are my posting keys. GL40. Let's see 40. Where's 40? Here it is 40. It says debit entry, debit GL account. And for 50 credit GL, it says 50 credit. And then 31 for vendor credit and 21 for vendor credit, right? And so on. Let's go inside 40 and 50. Let's see what are the configuration options available. Look, inside a posting key, the first option you see is whether it's a debit or credit. Never change, else system will start posting the wrong entries. Next, as I told you that posting keys are account specific, this 40 relates to debit and a GL. And you can see the maintain field status button here. These are the similar fields, similar options available in field status variants. You can always cross check. Well, there are a few tick marks here, sales related special GL. Well, I haven't used them till now. Well, special GL I have used. We will take up this when we go with the topics down payments for vendors and down payment for customers. I can show you what the special GLs are. Reverse posting key, yes. When if posting key 40 is debit, then apparently 50 is credit. I'll show you what 50 credit is here. Look, and the reversal for 50 is 40. All right, and it is credit GL. So this was all about posting keys. There is an option to create posting key, but you better not create because you already have lot of posting keys available with you, right? So that was for the posting keys. We have completed this posting key thing. So next, controlling area. What is a controlling area? Now, I'm going to ask you a very obvious question. What are you learning? You're learning SAP. Fine. Under SAP, which module? You would of course say FICO. It's not this way. It's FICO. No, it's not FICO this way. It's basically FI oblique CO, because FI is a separate module and CO is a separate module. FI stands for finance or financials, it's up to you, and CO stands for controlling. Finance basically looks after your GL, such as AP, payables, receivables, assets, and all. This is basically for your external reporting only. All right. Then how about CO? How about controlling? Controlling is basically your costing or management accounting. This is for internal reporting. Well, what I told you now is nothing new to you. You already know the difference between finance and costing. It is that just I reiterated what you already know. Because in SAP, it's controlling, not costing. You can remember it by saying cost controlling. You can do that. Next. So in FI, you have a very important organizational unit called company code. Remember? Similarly, in controlling, you have similar important organizational element called controlling area. Company code handles FI and controlling area handles controlling. Since the advent of EHP 5 or EHP 4, I'm not sure, somewhere around EHP 4 and 5, for posting the transactions in SAP FI, controlling area is set as mandatory by default. For posting the transactions, controlling area is set mandatory. Let me reiterate here. So we have no option but to create a controlling area for now. We may go in depth of controlling area more, but controlling right now we need to get one controlling area anyhow by either by hook or crook. So let's create a controlling area as well. Creation of controlling area is it's okay thing because either we create it now or later is the same thing for us. So let me create a controlling area. The path for the same is we won't go into financial accounting new. We would prefer to going into controlling now. General controlling, organization and maintain controlling area. The T code is OKKP. Once you noted down the navigation, let me reiterate the navigation. Under display IMG, I have controlling, general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area. I'm going inside. Here there are three options as you had in company code creation, where you can copy company code, delete company code, or edit a company code. Here also I have an option to copy or delete controlling area from existing controlling areas, but I would prefer creating a controlling area from the scratch. So head on to maintain controlling area, the second option. Double click. You have an option for new entries. Just go with new entries. Controlling area, I should enter the same as my company code 9001 and click on this button. Let me tell you what happens when you click on this button. So currently the name, currency type, chart of accounts are blank. Here it says controlling area is equal to company code. That means I want to make controlling area and company code identical. That means one-to-one relation. So the properties of my company code will be automatically taken up by the system. Let's see. I click. It asks me for the company code. I give 9001 and press enter. Look what happens. All the fields from my company code are flown into controlling area for ease of entering the information. I need not re-enter all the information. Once again, system has automatically taken it up. So there are, however, two fields which you need to fill in. One, company code is equal to controlling area. Here, controlling area same as company code. There are two options: controlling area same as company code or cross company code cost accounting. Here, since we will be having only one company code and one controlling area, that is one-to-one linking, you should choose the first option. If you're going against multiple company codes and only one controlling area, you need to choose the option 2. We are having only one-to-one linking. I choose option 1. Next, cost center standard hierarchy. To tell you about this, well, we cannot skip these fields because these are mandatory. As you can see, we need to fill. Now, cost center standard hierarchy. Well, I will need to tell you what cost center is, but for now, I don't want to get inside it because we haven't reached our postings yet. Let's reach postings, then vendor transactions, purchases, then sales. Then we, however, ultimately come to cost center and controlling area as well. So for now, let me give it this way: CCTR higher. It's up to you. You can enter anything, 1 digit, 2 digit, alphanumeric, anything you wish to enter, you can enter here. This, I guess, is 10 digits alphanumeric. Just enter anything. I enter CC tier, that's cost center hierarchy. That's it. Well, for your information, you can see the currency INR is here. Chart of accounts 9001, fiscal year variant 91, which we chose in our, which we assign it to my company code 9001. So I'm done with this. Let me save the information. It says fine. Now, double click on assignment of company codes. Correct. Now, you may ask, why did we go to assignment of company codes instead of the first option, activate components, in an ascending order, of course. But if I don't assign to the company codes, system will give me an error and send me out of the screen. If you wish, you can try. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. This you can do as an experiment or practicals. So let me double click on assignment of company codes. Here, no company codes are assigned, so assign 9001. New entries 9001 and press enter. You will see your company code name. So your controlling area is assigned to your company code. Save this information. Data was saved, as you can see on the bottom. Now, double click on activate components or control indicators. There you go. Again, fields are blank. So new entries. Which fiscal year? 2017. Don't bother about the upper range or 2 fiscal year. System would by default take 9999. Yeah, 9999 as fiscal year till end of the life. Cost centers active, profit center active, cost objects active, sales orders active. That's okay. We shall take these things up when we go into controlling. But for now, check these. These may have no impact currently, but later on, I don't wish to tweak these changes once we have postings in the system. So let's change what we need in the future and save. Data was saved. So I'm ready with my controlling area as well. Controlling area is created and assigned to company codes. So I've done posting keys and creation of controlling area. The third option is tolerance for GL and employees. Now, let's see what this tolerance is basically. What does a tolerance mean in general? Not in SAP, in general. Tolerance means by how far can you accept, or it's the same thing, no? How can you tolerate, or how much can you expect, or okay, let me come to an example. I don't have words to explain this because it's a very basic thing. Tolerance, it's kind of a limit. What limit can you expect, or what limit can you tolerate to? Now, for example, I have my users. I tell them that You can post only up to 10,000 rupees since we are operating for the Indian company. Let's say 10,000 amount. Let it be dollars or rupees, whatever. I tell him that a user can operate or post transactions worth 10,000 only. This is a tolerance I set in the system. So the limit is 10,000 only. He cannot exceed that limit. That is what a tolerance is. Yes. Very, very, very small configuration for my postings. If I don't set, if I don't do the configuration, currently it's 0. If I don't do the configuration, system assumes it to be 0 rupees. Now, can you post a transaction for 0 rupees? No. So I need to increase it to 10,000 or 9999 or whatever amount you wish to. So let's come back to the configuration. There are two tolerances, tolerance for employees and tolerance for GL. We'll configure both of them now. Under general ledger accounting, financial accounting, new, general ledger accounting, new, business transactions, open item clearing, clearing differences, define tolerance groups for GL account. The T code is OBA0 and I execute this. Upon execution, I find many entries, leave them, ignore, just create new entries. Company code is 9001. Tolerance group, do not enter anything. Remember, do not enter anything and just save. Now you may question me, where did we enter the amounts? It's still 0. Wait for it. It's in the next thing. Define tolerance group for employees. We will be setting the amounts here. The T code is OBA4. Then what did we do here in the GL account? This is basically if there are any differences in debit and credit postings, how much difference should system allow? For example, you debit, for example, the payment or expenses to be paid were 10,001. You paid 10,000 and round it off to 1. Is that okay to the business or not? That is also a kind of tolerance here. So now the second, define tolerance groups for employees. The T code is OBA4. Since these are very, very small configurations, I don't want to spend a lot of time here because there are many more topics to be covered. Company code 9001. Again, do not enter anything in the group. Currency field is by default grayed out. It will pop up automatically depending on the currency set in your company code. Amount per document. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Generally, it accepts only 39s. Let's see. And this accepts 12 nines. Cash discount accepts 99. 2 digits only. All right. These are the maximum amounts I could enter so that there are no interventions for the tolerance, because once I start postings, we may post up to 5 digits or 6 digits, but not more than that. However, okay, let's save this configuration. We are done with this. So you have now completed the tolerances as well. Tolerance was a very, very small thing. Now, now let's get on to GL postings. GL postings, I guess. Okay, let's take up. I thought of taking it up in the next video, but that's fine. We can manage to pull it off. Finally, today is the day where we post into the GLs we created. For the first time, we are going to post a few transactions in our system. As I already told you in the beginning, the postings are done at SAP Easy Access menu. You will find the transactions here. So we go inside accounting, financial accounting. Of course, we are into GL, general ledger. Now, where would you go? Document or document entry? Since I'm about to post or create a document, I will go with document entry. And the first, enter GL account document. FB50 is the T code. Description is enter GL account document. So I repeat the path. It's SAP Easy Access, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger document entry, and enter GL account document. This is the basic GL entry screen where you post the transactions. Now, here I see that there is a company code named EX1M by default here. Someone must have used it. So let me change it to our company code 9001. Switch company code is an option where you can change the company code on the screen. Change it to 9001. There you go. Now, let's post a transaction, for example, expenses paid. By the way, what GS do we have? Let's see. FS00 is the T code and I use /O prefix. So we have expenses GL and a cash GL. So we can use them. So let me tell you the basics of this screen. I repeat that there are two parts of this transaction of the screen. One is the header and other is the line item. We have already discussed this in the topic field status variant. If not, please review those topics and come back here. Okay, so we have a header here. In the header, we have certain details like document date, posting date, reference, header text, and so on. What is a document date basically? Document date is the date on your invoice or the hard copy of a paper. Document date be today's date. Today I received a document to be posted. Currency INR, of course, this comes from my company code. You can choose any currency you wish to. Posting date and talking about currency, the exchange rates will be maintained in my later videos. Posting date is the date for which your transaction is being posted into your books of accounts for what it takes effect. Well, I don't see a few details here. Please make note that I will be making some changes in the screen. Take a look of it. I'll be adding two fields called posting periods and document type. Though they are not mandatory for posting a transaction, but I want to keep them handy to show you something. Now let's go to editing options. This is just one-time setting per user. Document type ready for input so that you can edit. The first option, document type will be displayed, is only for the displaying, you cannot change. So I use this, ready for input. And display periods is what I need. And save. I go back, I see two fields here, period and a document type. All right. So let's get back to the reference. Reference is the invoice number on your physical invoice. Your vendor may provide you an invoice. It's the number 124 or whatever. Header text. Header text is basically type of narration for your business transaction, as if this is expenses paid in cash. Correct? Cross company code number, you need not look into it right now. It's a completely advanced topic. This is for cross company code transactions basically. Document type is SA, basically for GL. So the GL account we need to choose here is, it's up to you, either expense or cash, vice versa, you can choose. I go for drop down. System asks me, do you want to search GLs in chart of accounts? 9001, I say yes, search. So system comes up with two GLs which we created in our previous video. So let me choose this GL, rent expense. It's okay, you can click anywhere. As I already told you, system recognizes the GL's use of code, not the names. And debit or credit, it's debit. Amount, for example, 1000. Now, GL account to be credited is cash, and I know the cash account is 1 lakh. You can either go for the drop down. And debit or credit, it's credit. and 1000. These are the basic info you need to enter. Further, to show you the field status variance, what does the field status variant do? I made a field mandatory here. I'll show you what. No, probably I did not make it mandatory or something. Let's see. Let's see if the field prompts. I actually made the text field mandatory in some other company, but I'm not sure if it should work here. Okay, because the GL account, or because the field status variant used is for 1000. Remember, we copied the field status variant, so it should work for here for this company code as well. Now, before, so we are done with this. This is my JV, rent expense and cash account. You can see on your right side the total debit is 1000, total credit is 1000, hence it is showing green. If there was any mismatch, it would say that there is a mismatch, because as per accounting, debits and credits should match. All right. Yeah, your question. Good question. If it's green, everything is all right. If it's red, something is problem. Then what's this middle? This is basically yellow. I'll show you when does this appear. Yellow means where uh, park document. There is a concept of park document which we'll discuss in our later videos. Park documents, PARK. Okay. Now, to save this document, you have an option of post. But before posting, I wish to see how my document looks when it is posted. So I go with simulate document postings. Simulate is a basic term used as a test run. So this is my entry. Rent expense account, cash account. Hey, where are the debits and credits? Here they are. PK posting key 40 debit, 50 credit. Or better option for you is, since you're a beginner, you can opt for amounts. Amounts which are debit, which are positive, you can see that they are debit, which are negative are basically credit. And you must have noticed by now about these 1.00 comma 1.00 comma. This is from SAP standard, but I'll show you how to change this. But let me post this transaction. All right. And the posting period here is 11, because I'm posting in February. April to March is my fiscal year, so 11th period, just one period before the closure, right? So just save this post. What does it say? Document 1 was posted in company code 9001. This was the number which we provided to SA. Remember, under document types, I provided 12999 for SA. As soon as we post the next document, system will post 2. All right. So as I promised you, I would also show you one thing. In OBS 7, in the document number ranges, under SA, number ranges 9001 intervals. Look, the current number is 1. As I already told you, I'll show you that what does the current number do. This is the recently posted document number for the system to see or check what the next number should be. All right. So I fulfill my promise every time. Okay. And I wish to change the decimals and columns. As I told you, I go with environment, not environment, it's system, user profile, own data. This is a very basic thing which you should know here. Decimal notation. Change the decimal to this. The very this is very common to be used. Comma, comma, dot. So, well, these changes will take effect after I log off and log in again. So do not expect these changes to be right away here. Now, how about, let's see what was the document posted. So To check what the document was posted, go to T code FB03. Yes, FB03 is the T code to check what were the documents posted in the system. Note them down. Should be very handy. Excuse me. Here, when I reach here after FB03, click on document list. Well, if you have a document number, enter it right away, or go to document list, enter the company code and execute. You will see a warning saying specify another selection criteria. Since this warning, just press enter and ignore. Since there was only one document, here you see only one. If there were many documents, you would see all the documents here in the list. I double click. This is my document posted. All right. Well, this is the reference. But where is my document header text? It is here on the header. You can see a hat here on the top. This is basically your header. It tells you what the document type is, what my document header text was, and many things, reference and all, and so on. It also has entry date and entry time. At what time did I enter the transaction? Right. So, well, any have you got such doubt that can you change a document once it is posted? Well, surprisingly, yes and no. Now I'm taking you to another T code. Previously, the T code I used was FB03 to view the documents. Now I'm using the T code FB02 to change the document. Look, the header, the heading of the transaction, change the document. Document list again, execute the same way. Double click, it says change document. What can I change here? Double click on the line items. Can I change the amount? Can I change the GL? Can I change company code? Can I change the document number? No, 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 no. You can only change a few things which are not transaction relevant, such as value date, assignment, text. Text is again uh, what kind of transaction it is basically. So let's see what you can change in the header. You can change the header text and reference. That's it. You cannot change anything else. This is why I said you can change and you cannot change as well. All right. Well, the changes what system allows you do not have an impact on your transaction, basically. All right. Now, let's check out another report called GL line items. Now, let me brief or summarize the T codes we discussed. It's FB50 is for postings. Sorry, it's GL basics GL postings. Okay. FB03 and FB02. Okay, since you're at a beginner level, let me go one by one. Change document FB03 to view document, basically poster documents. Okay. Next, a report FBL3N is old. That's not a T code. This is GL line items. Okay. Next, another report FAGLL03. This is the newer version. Use them. This is also GL line items. Another report FS10N. Yes, this is old as well. This is GL balances. Another report FAGLB03 is new, and this is of course again GL balances. So if I filter out old new stuff, you will have only two T codes to talk about. Yes, so we will be following only the new T codes. You can try out the old ones, but there are a few differences, so better try out FAGL03 and FAGLB03. So let's head on to the report, this report, and this report later on. First, let's discuss about FAGL L03. FAGLL03. The GL account. As I told you, this is basically a report which shows what are the transactions posted in a specific ledger account. When I choose here 4 lakhs expense and execute, give me a moment. It says yes, it has an expense of 1000. When I say cash account, it's 1 lakh and execute. Of course, it says 1000 but minus, that is credit 1000. What if I wish to see both the GLs? I would say 1 lakh to 4 lakhs, right? And execute. System shows me both the GLs, cash account and expense account. If you wish to have specific accounts, not the range, you can enter the individual values here. That's okay. When you have more than 10 GLs, then you would use that, else you won't. Another very important thing, let me take you back to GL creation screen. I have something here to tell you, which I promised I would. In each of the GLs, there is a tick mark called line item display. If I do not check mark this, you won't find entries here. In fact, this was relevant for old T code FBL3N, but even if you don't have tick mark here for line item display, FAGL03 is going to show you the items. This is the difference. All right. So now our next report, FAGLB03. These are reports, so do not just roam around about these reports. Go with transaction, new type of transactions, create few GLs, and do lot of configuration. Don't just roam around these end user things, the posting things. Roam around configurations, explore new things. So the difference between FBL3N and the GL balance report is that it shows the balance of the GL for each month or period. Look, it shows for February, 11th period is 1000, debit, balance, and so on. All right. So, so these were the topics for the day: GL postings and GL reportings. We have completed all the required reports. So practice well, guys. We have reached a milestone. We have reached till GL postings. That's a great effort of yours from your side. I hope you are following very well. Try to create new company codes all over again without the help of my videos or any document. You would cherish. All right, just a piece of advice from me. Uh, that's it in this video. We'll be back with some more topics in the next video. Thank you very much. In the next topic, we would perhaps start. We will have a topic, hold and park document. Yes, these are pretty interesting topics for beginners. Hold and park. This is also a end user transaction. This does not involve any configuration part. All right. This basically helps user. It makes users work quite easy. So meet you next time. Thank you very much for your time. See ya.